Hello YouTube, it is Galaxy of Heroes #1 advanced fan, Mr. McClunky, and today I am going to be ranking every Han and Chewie in SWGoH. Right off the bat, I am going to have to say OG Han, OG Chewie, and Chewpio are all easily at S rank. If you look at this here, this is most of the CLS squad. And I will say that is a squad that is fantastic at kind of all stages of the game. They're kind of one of those early game powerhouses, and they don't necessarily really fall off until you get pretty deep into the late game. And even then, they do still have some pretty niche uses. So I am going to change the name of this rank to CLS in honor of how impactful they are in the game. Next off, I do think Vandor Chewie and Captain Han are easy A's. So this is mostly due to their revive mechanics. I am going to rank Vandor Chewie a little bit higher because I think he does have a little bit more flexible team comps that he can fit into. But both of them very, very solid tunes. I don't really think a lot of the Hans or Chewies in the current state of the game really fit into B tier. I feel like they're all low key really good or kind of trash. So not a whole lot in that kind of B tier. I am going to put Clone Wars Chewie, however, in C tier, just because like he doesn't really get a whole lot of use, but he's nostalgic. He's been in the game for quite a long time. He's one of those classic tunes. And CG always gives us 3 Clone Wars Chewbacca shards whenever they mess something up. So in honor of that, I am going to actually change this to 3 Clone Wars Chewie shards. Because they are going to owe those to us sooner rather than later. It's only a matter of time before they mess something up again. So next, I will say in terms of D tier, I am going to put Young Han and Stormtrooper Han in D tier, just because I feel like they really don't have a whole lot of uses, but they're not completely trash. The only thing that's saving these two from F tier, and first and foremost, like for Young Han, it is his mission in Rise of the Empire. That is like one of the only things that's saving him. And even then, he's kind of trash in that mission. You basically just build a team to carry him through and just collect your rewards. And as well, Stormtrooper Han is also here because he really doesn't do a whole lot. He kind of helps us through a few of those early journey guides just by virtue of being a rebel, being kind of a very important tag. And even then, I think a lot of the time people tend to go for the Phoenix squad over just the general Rebel squad, because a lot of the Phoenix characters are Rebels anyway. So I think he kind of goes here because we really don't dust him off the shelf unless Sana has like a really good Datacron. So I'm going to leave them both here in D tier. And then obviously F tier, this is where like the sequel Han and Chewie go, and both of them pretty trash. I mean, there's 2 resistance teams, and neither of them are on either. I will put Han slightly ahead because he did help me cheese a conquest feat this one time, so that's where I'm going to leave him there. Anyway, thank you all for watching, but wait, there's more. I have also decided to rank future iterations of Han and Chewie. So these are the versions of the character that CG hasn't quite gotten a chance to code into the game yet. And I wanted to rank these as well to help future-proof my video, and because we can never have enough versions of these 2 tunes. So first and foremost, I am going to start with some of the ones that I think it's more likely to be added sooner rather than later, and kind of work my way up to some of the more niche picks. I'm going to try my best to kind of contextualize them. I mean, obviously, I haven't seen their kits yet, so I don't know exactly how they're going to rank, but this is where I imagine they will rank by the time they're done. So, first and foremost, we've got General Han Solo. So, we have like the Endor appearance of Han, kind of riffing off that idea of like Captain Han Solo. This is General Han Solo. And he easily top of the CLS tier for right now. I am envisioning Conquest Lifter for Galactic Legend Leia. I think 3 Zetas and 3 Omicrons. He is going to be a powerhouse, especially in recent years. They have been getting really, really crazy with the power level of some of those GL Conquest lifters. So I'm going to throw him up there. Um, I don't think Leia's quite in the spot where she needs that lifter yet, but as soon as she does, he is going to be there. And then to go alongside him, I am grabbing Endor Chewie. um, otherwise known as like Tall Ewok Chewie. So I am imagining Tall Ewok Chewie as being like a legendary character. I'm imagining he has like a lot of synergies with Han, but I don't think he's going to be quite as impactful because he's not going to have all of those Omicron abilities. So I'm going to put him in A tier. I think there's going to be a lot of synergy. You're going to want both of them on the team, but I think Han is going to be the real star there. Up next, speaking of GLs, I am going to add GL Han immediately to the top of CLS tier, just because, I mean, he's a galactic legend. Like, they're the most powerful units in the game. Easy, easy, easy top of the tier. So I know a lot of people, there were rumors about the pirate GL because Lando called Han a pirate that one time. Those turned out not to be true. Um, but I do think he is the kind of ideal pick for a smuggler galactic legend, and so I think he earns his spot at the top of the list there. Next, I do have Hoth Chewbacca. I am going to put him in B tier, our first B tier of the list. I think pretty easily we are going to have new marquees for our Galactic Legends. We always do. And so I think Hoth Chewie is a good one. We've kind of exhausted most of the other appearances of Chewbacca, so I'm going to say he's probably not going to be great in terms of like these A and S tier characters, but he's not going to be as irrelevant as everyone kind of lower in the list. I do think that he will be B tier and be required at relics to unlock Han. Next up on the list is kind of more and more of a tricky one. So I do think we are probably going to get some other Galactic Legend Jabba lifters before we get Han Solo parentheses Carbonite end parentheses, but I am going to put him as well in B tier. Just because I think he's going to be a very interesting character that provides some kind of unique mechanics to the team, but I don't think he's going to be standout. I don't even know if he is going to be like in the meta Jabba team, but I do think he is going to be an interesting addition. So Han Solo Carbonite, I can see maybe also being a marquee for Galactic Legend Han Solo. Having the Hut Cartel tag actually um, will be kind of an interesting addition to this character. So I'm seeing him as starting the encounter with some captive stacks and basically maybe providing like some buffs or some niche benefits to some of the other members of the Hut Cartel team while he's in this sort of state. And at a certain point, he will thaw out once he's able to get rid of all of those captive stacks. And when that happens, he will turn into Han parentheses hibernation sickness end parentheses. And that character will also have a perma blind for the full encounter, so he is going to miss every shot that he takes. So he is going to be kind of a little bit of a meme in that sense, but when he does hit contract, he does gain the one-time use of the ability Boba Fett Wear, and that will give him an insta kill against one member of the other team. So kind of one of those things where you get some buffs in the beginning, and then he kind of becomes useless for the most part, and then at the very end he can kind of clutch you a win with that insta kill. So I think B tier, he's going to be solid. He might not necessarily make it onto the Jabba team, but I think as well he can be kind of a crucial part of creating a second like non-Jabba Hut Cartel team. And then last but certainly not least is kind of my dream character, and not just the character, but I'm thinking the whole team. So I do have Life Day Chewbacca. I am going to put him up here, probably between the Conquest and the GL version of Han. I think he is going to be a very interesting team. I'm envisioning like the whole squad. We got Mala, we got Lumpy, we got Itchy, and I guess for like the fifth man, like probably Sandan, um, because he's like always hanging out at their house and stuff. So I'm wanting a full pacifist team. So similar to like a Mon Mothma or like a Wat Tambor, where there's not a lot of that offensive ability, and they kind of just like disappear if there's no other combatants. And the way this is going to work is similar to the Gungans at the start of the game if all the characters are have the life day tag. So if it's in threes, a full team of three. If it's in fives, the full team of five. It will summon the life day orb. And so basically, as long as this life day orb is present, The pacifist characters, they won't flee. They're not going to leave. So that'll kind of keep them alive and continue to stay in the fight. And so rather than trying to do damage and kill the enemy team, they're trying to generate stacks of holiday cheer on this life day orb. So they've got different kind of buffs and different abilities, probably some taunts to kind of take focus off the life day orb. And so they're kind of charging up this whole time, really kind of building up this life day sort of thing. And basically, when it reaches full stacks, it plays like a little cutscene of Leia singing in front of that tree, like at the end of the holiday special, and then you instant win the ability. Like the enemy team is just overcome with the Life Day spirit, and they just stop fighting, and maybe it gives all of them like that pacifist tag, so they all just instant just boop, and then you got it, and you just win. So thank you all for watching. That is the end of this definitive and future-proofed tier list for Han and Chewie. I will see you all in the next video. Bye.